Hello, welcome back. I'm going to be discussing a watch today that is in that grey area of watch collecting where it's not valuable and it's not sought after, but it is rare for several reasons, which I'll go into. And interestingly, this watch is also 96 years old, and here it is. It's shown up really nice on the video for once, actually, there. Obviously it comes in this third-party box here. It has quite a profound effect. Just give you a chance to have a good look at it there. So, to tell you the story of it, I was interested in getting a vintage piece, but I know that it's a risky business. So I didn't want to get it off a third-party seller. Well, not third party, I didn't want to get it off a private seller because just too much risk involved, basically. So I thought I'll get it from a jeweler. I'll try and find one from a jeweler. And I had a look, and of course there are a lot of vintage watches still around, and most of them are pretty nice. But this one caught my eye, based firstly on aesthetics. I thought it looked really old. Very cool. It looks kind of like a pocket watch which has been turned into a watch, which it could well be. I don't think so, but it's possible. And I just love the design of it. I love the Roman numerals on it. The colour of it's sterling silver, so I like the colour of the case as well. Obviously I could shine this up, but I haven't. I like the fact that it has a gold crown. I don't know if it's the original crown, but I like the contrast of the two metals, and usually I'm not a fan of two-tone metal, but I actually like this a lot. I think it just looks like it suits it, basically. Another few things which drew me to it are the blued hands, as you can see there, and I love the hands, how they have the design of them has the kind of the hole in the middle there. I love that as well. Really, really nice. And I did want a blue hand watch, and as far as I understand it, the blued hands are they go through a different composition process that turns them blue, but they're kind of like a little sort of nerdy nod to watchmakers. I also wanted a hand winding watch. I didn't want an automatic watch because I feel as if the hand winding watches are somehow more authentically old. So as you can hear there, it's got a really nice firm wind, and it winds just the same as a watch from any era. I do it quite carefully just because it is old, and as you can see there on the sub dial, it started ticking away, which is just great. So I am going to fully wind it here. Get quite a few turns out of it. There we go. So I start to feel a bit of resistance there, so I stopped turning it. And even with the music playing in the background, you may be able to hear it ticking. It has that thing, that very specific quality to the tick that sounds like an old Mercedes engine ticking over. And I know a lot of watch collectors love that sort of the slow beating movement ticking over, which I just absolutely love. So it's really nice. It's got a very loud tick as well, and it's just really, really nice to listen to. I know this is very nerdy, by the way, but if you're into stuff like this, you will know exactly what I mean. For straps, the interesting thing about the straps is you can only put them on by gluing them down, which is not that uncommon for old watches because they have a fixed lug. So there's no spring bars or anything, so you have to actually fit the strap onto it. This is a nice little Hirsch strap here, 12 mil, so you can see how small the lugs are, very small indeed. And yeah, definitely, the leather definitely complements the style, I'd say. This is the strap I bought it on. Hirsch are just well known to be, I'd say very good quality straps. Now, as well as the aesthetics of this watch, just being very much my sort of thing, I also was very, very drawn to the fact that it's made by, well, it's first of all it's Swiss made, which I'll go into in a second, but it's from Reed & Sons Newcastle. And some of you may be able to tell by my accent that I'm actually from Newcastle, and Reed & Sons still exists. So I thought, this is just a dream watch. It's from the place that I am, and it looks exactly how I like things. So I thought it was meant to be, and occasionally you will come across watches which seem like that. The best thing was that because it was from a proper jeweller, it was also fully serviced. And because it's an old watch, it's fairly easy to access, so I'm going to show you the movement here. So you just, as always, you have to be a bit careful just because of its age, but yeah, I'm just babying it here, it'll come undone. Let me just do it off camera there. There we go. This is the problem when you don't edit videos, sometimes this sort of thing can happen. So there it is. There's the hallmark there. And that is the movement there, and I really like the look of it. So as you can see, it's in pretty good condition. It does look as if it has a few smudge marks on it, but that is really doesn't show up in normal light. It's only on the camera there. But as you can see, it's not like an old, dirty, sort of horribly kept movement. It's been serviced and cleaned, and that was one of the other things that drew me to it. I knew it had been, tuned up, looked after, cleaned, and I thought, well, yeah, it's an old watch, but since it's just been looked after and repaired or whatever, I thought, yeah, it's probably alright, probably going to be alright. The jeweller I bought it off did say that it was in remarkable condition for its age. He found it a joy to work upon. He said that the Buren movement there, which you can see there, a Swiss movement, is notoriously nice to work on, and it was in very good shape. 15 jewels, lovely little balance spring just flicking away there. That's the sound you get, the ticking noise. And he says, very, very nice. So that's the true exhibition there. And then it just clips shut with a nice click. So I was very happy with that. If you want to change the time, obviously you just pull the chrono like any other watch, and you just move it. Better to only go forwards. That's if you get it out properly. There we go. There you go. Obviously that was a bit embarrassing there. It looked like it wasn't working, but it is. It was just me. I'd only moved the crown halfway out. So it has a really, really nice solid click, which, as I said, is always the risk you take with a vintage watch. You know that they're quite fragile, and the jeweler did say to me, he says it's working perfectly well, and I can attest to that because I've had it for months now, and it's kept amazingly good time. And you know, barely has a mark on it, even though I've wore it quite a lot. But he did make the point of saying that it's not, in terms of modern watches, it's not very shockproof. So he says you've got to try really hard not to hit it hard or to drop it. And luckily I haven't done that yet. But so you do, you know, it's like an old car. Kind of, you can't expect to have the same durability as a modern day product because it doesn't have the remainder of years of sort of research and whatever. But really, really nice, and an authentic part of history. So this watch is actually from 1925, which makes it very old, doesn't it? And it came with papers, it came with the service record. It's so interesting to think about whose this could have been, what its story is. So interesting, I think. It's what the hobby is all about, really. And this watch was less than £200 as well. I think it was 195, and that's for a Swiss made watch with some, you know, local history in it, made from a precious metal, not steel. As much as that has become a precious metal in watches, it's made from silver, sterling silver, hallmarked. It's just amazing what you can get if you persist and look for the right thing. Domed crystal as well. So it is just amazing. I love it. That's definitely not a watch I will ever get rid of. Just for those interested, wristwatch of today is this Casio here. Nice, but nowhere near as interesting and historic as this here. So if anybody else has any vintage pieces like this, and if there is anybody out there who I'm very doubtful in the world who has a Reed & Sons watch, please let me know below. And I think my final word on this is, as long as you buy the piece from a real jeweler who's looked at it, you can actually do really well with very old watches. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.